Can you talk a little bit about, you said you were formed about 20 years ago, how important it is to continually educate people on herbal and botanical medicines?
It's constant. So, for example, yesterday we had a meeting here that was organized by the trade show coordinators, all on botanical identification and recognizing how bad of a job much of the industry is doing on actually even knowing what's going into the products. And it's not because, and take that back, in some cases it's because people really don't, some people don't care. In every industry you have a segment that they're just there for the business model. And as long as they can sell a product, profitably, they're not really concerned about quality and sometimes even purity or identity. They're just selling a commodity. Sometimes they never even do a single test to determine what's in their product. On the other hand, there are a lot of companies that have been in the industry for a long time because of philosophical belief in natural medicine and natural health care, specifically herbal medicine. And they care very much. But still, many of the tools that, again, much of the knowledge that we had on how to assess quality control when herbal medicine was in its heyday was gone. So people are relearning what tests they have to perform, how they have to perform them. Again, there's no single place in the United States that trains people on how to do quality control assessment of herbal medicine. You can go to a food tech university, you can go to electronics, computer, whatever, mechanics, painting, for crying out loud. You can go to any vocation, but you don't have a way to, you don't have an avenue to really learn about the quality assessment of herbal medicine, starting in a few universities, Ty Sophia in Maryland and Bastyr up in Washington. So there's a few programs that are teaching it, but far and wide, that knowledge base was lost. So, and we're continually developing new analytical methods for different plants, and then also new plants are coming into the market. 100 years ago, there wasn't any acai and noni, and now they're huge commodities. There was no resveratrol, there was no procyanidins that anybody knew about as far as raw materials. So it's a constant updating of what we know about our plants.